Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Lorraine and welcome back to my channel. Now just before I dive in there and pull your cards for today, I'd just like to say I am an experienced and professional holistic and spiritual counsellor, and I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as spiritual and holistic counselling and mentoring, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. And I also offer astrology birth charts. Just check the details in the description box below this video for more information. So let's dive in there and let's see what messages the cards have for you, for both you and your person's love journey thus far. And let's see what messages the cards have for you about your person. Alright guys, so you were coming in with the Sun card, and you were also coming in with the Empress here in your reading. Oh, let me just check that one for you. So for the Sun card, you're coming in with Leo. Alright. Here. And so the Sun rules, well, the Sun card is about happiness, it's about strength, the strength to go towards what makes you happy, the strength to create what makes you happy here, because you're coming from within. Alright, and to follow your wants and your desires, your passion here. It's to make things real and no longer leaving them as a dream, a want, or thought, in a sense here, when you're coming in with this, with the Sun card. It can also be seen as the truth, and when you're coming in with the truth here, when you're coming in with the Sun card, alright guys, you're talking about the truth about oneself here. And that truth comes in as, well, of course, what makes you happy, but it can also talk about finding, knowing here, and realizing the importance here, guys, of being happy here. When you're coming in with the Sun card here in your reading. Now you're coming in with the Empress card here, and you're coming in with Taurus here, as well as Libra, which both signs are ruled by Venus here, guys, and Venus is in Taurus at this point in time. And so what I spoke about for the Sun card is actually also coming in with the Empress card here. It can talk about new beginnings here, guys, creating or having an opportunity, getting here an opportunity to rebirth, in a sense, oneself here. It can also talk about, here in your reading, yeah, well, I'll pull some more cards with those two cards coming out here, guys. Let me just have a look at that. One minute. So what I'm picking up there with both those cards coming out on the table here, collective, is that you are being seen as the whole package here in a sense. Here guys, there is, yeah, there's a lot to be said about you here in your reading. A lot to be said about the way in which you, I normally see it as behavior, but it can also come in as conduct here. It can also come in as your attitude here as well. Not that you need an attitude adjustment. I think it's already adjusted here in a sense, guys. There's a lot to be said here. Here, of course, it can talk about, like I said, a birth to something new, some kind of creative endeavor here, a new beginning. All right, guys. Now, what it also talks about here in your reading is that, I just want to make sure I'm going to, you attract a lot of attention here. You may have would be suitors here in your reading. I need to pull some more cards before I keep going with those two cards. Alright guys. Because it kind of comes in as not being a show-off or not being too flashy here. Alright, let's keep going here, guys. Let's go. Wow. Okay, so you're coming in with the Three of Swords, you have the Five of Cups, and you were coming in with the Ace of Pentacles. Here, guys, huge contrast to the first two cards coming out. So these cards talk about obstacles and challenges here. Alright? And could most definitely talk about your person here in your reading. With the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups, and I spoke about that opportunity, that new beginning here, a new cycle in a sense. And I spoke about the passion, following your passions, finding that happiness here in your reading, that happiness within, what makes you happy, and actually doing something about it here, guys, and bringing it into your reality here. Now, what I pick up with these two cards, the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups, is that someone realizes it now. And sometimes you have to, is that the right way to say it? Sometimes you go through heartbreak in order to see what you truly want and desire. Heartbreak, and then you also go through the Five of Cups here. And the Five of Cups talks about, well, you miss opportunities here, guys. And you miss opportunities here. Alright, because with the Three of Swords, you look inward at yourself here, and so you don't have a, I want to say, high self-esteem or high confidence here in your ability here, guys, to actually create something that can bring happiness here, bring it into your life, but also to create from a place of happiness here. Alright guys, there is a bit of a difference to, and when I said to create, to bring happiness into your life, but also to create from a place of happiness here. Hence why you come in with the Sun card here. And when you come in with these two cards in terms of obstacles and challenges here, what it talks about there, and of course this is coming in as your person, but it can also explain here in your reading why you have the Sun card and the Empress here. Because by releasing here guys and transmuting these negative energies that you hold on tightly to, alright guys, and like I said, and you work through it to remove it, you work through it to release and transmute it, guys, it gives way to love yourself again, to start seeing yourself, to start seeing your self-worth. But this time you come from it from you, as opposed to looking outside of yourself here for acceptance in terms of the Five of Cups. And what it can also talk about there in terms of the Five of Cups is finally making choices for yourself here, and also liking the person that you are. See, what I get with these two cards here, the Three of Swords, the Five of Cups, here in your reading, it's coming in as your person actually going back here, going back to a time where they first felt this, or where they went through it here, guys. But I don't know if they realize it here in your reading, even though you have Three Swords. And even though you are coming in with the Five of Cups, you simply don't think that those issues affect you here, guys, but they actually do. And so what most people tend to do is that they simply suppress it here. Or they cover it up with drugs and alcohol here, guys, or gambling or addictions here, because it's easier to avoid and ignore these hardcore feelings and emotions than it is to actually confront it here, guys. But like I said, you simply don't think here, guys, that a past pain, hurt and fear had such an impact on your life. So it is coming in as your person here, but it also comes in as yourself here, guys, because that's how you come in with the Sun card and the Empress here. Now, you also have the Ace of Pentacles here in your reading, and so the obstacle and the challenge is to come in as the new beginning, because that's how I see the Ace of Pentacles. This was an opportunity here for your person, and for it to come out in your readings, it still shows that it is still an option. It is still there, not an option, but it's still readily available here. That's what the Ace of Pentacles is saying. But when you go through and work through painful and hurtful experiences, yeah, that one has suffered from childhood to their adult life, it's hard to see the Ace of Pentacles. The Three of Swords comes in as heartbreak and loss, and so And so there is more than one way in which you can break that down here, guys. And when you're going through heartbreak and loss, with the Five of Cups, you don't want to share that. You don't want to talk about it, in a sense. You want to appear as if everything is okay. But then you don't know how to do that. It's, you know, with the Five of Cups, it can kind of come in as I ignore and want to ignore those feelings, those heart-wrenching emotions that you go through when it comes to heartbreak and loss here. See, when you go through it, also what does come into it, alright guys, is the way in which you treated people, or the way in which you treated a certain people or loved ones. And yeah, that's where I'm going to end it there. Okay, guys? Because the Five of Cups also comes in as unspoken truths here. Alright, so yeah, in with these three cards, there is a lot to be said. And if you are dealing with heartbreak and loss here, and you are struggling with coming to terms with that heartbreak and loss and losing someone you truly love here, or someone who meant a lot to you, book an image reading, tarot reading with me, as I'm not just a tarot reader. If you want to know the difference between the two, just check out the details in the description box below this video. And also book me for counselling, as I am also a spiritual and holistic counsellor and mentor, and I can work with you and support you and guide you as to how you can release and transmute negative energy and negative attachments here, guys, that you hold on to. Just check out the New Earth Community website for more information. So let's see what else is going on here, guys. In a way here, guys, the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups comes in as you take responsibility, you take ownership, even though it can be quite an awful heart-wrenching experience here, guys. Yeah. But it does help you to cope and manage here with your everyday life. Okay, so let's keep going here, eh? Alright, so you're coming in with, one minute guys, you were coming in with the Six of Swords, you were coming in with the Queen of Wands, and you were also coming in with the Page of Cups here in your reading. So potentially here in your reading, what it can talk about there is what I want to say here, guys. It comes in as not wanting to lose you here. Here in your reading. It comes in as making that decision here to come towards you here, potentially here in your reading. Because with the Six of Swords, it does come in as moving into calmer waters here. Okay, leaving a difficult, stressful is what it's saying here in your reading. See, what I get here, and I did get that here in your reading, is that you can't be controlled, is what it's talking about here. You are coming in with the Nine of Swords, but you are not the one that is in the Nine of Swords here. It's actually your person here. And when you're coming in that way, like I said, that how I see the Nine of Swords is you can't control the outcome here. It's when you, and this could very well be your person here, in terms of that control, here guys, is that you have the last say. It's really up to you here in your reading whether or not you're going to stay, or whether you're not you're going to accept this person's offer here. Because they are coming in as a page here in your reading. You do have, and this page is actually wanting here a relationship with you here in your reading. That's what I'm getting. But let me just pull in an advice card. Okay, so you were coming in with the Four of Pentacles here. So it comes in as here in your reading. Now this could very well be your person here, giving to two situations here in your reading. In terms of the way in which your cards are coming in here. Okay. Let me just have a look at this for you. See, what I also get here in your reading, it comes in as you have things sorted for yourself here, and not wanting to, not wanting to go back to a past way of doing things here. Okay? You're coming in with the Empress card. Holding on to what you have built for yourself here, what you have invested in here. Because that Four of Pentacles actually comes in as being focused on moving here, building that forward momentum here, guys. That's what I'm getting with the Four of Pentacles here in your reading. Alright guys, right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for your reading. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.